back. We're talking about real estate stats. We're going over this article, this Axios article. It's going to talk about what's going on in Texas, what the outlook looks like, and some positives, pros and cons, things you should expect if you are not from Texas or not really aware what's going on. Big things happening. Of course, everything is bigger in Texas. That's saying everybody says, but literally we have a lot of space here, and I'm going to talk about how it's being utilized. Imagine if San Diego, San Jose, New Orleans, Pittsburgh, and Boise all rolled up into the same metropolitan area. Okay, zoom in. That would give you a sense of just how many people are actually in the DFW Metroplex. Big picture, Dallas-Fort Worth is one of the fastest growing cities in the country. The region added more people than any other U.S. metro between 2021 and 2022, with 170,000 new residents. Even though it's super hot in Texas, people always complain about the heat, not slowing it down. People are still flooding in. What's driving the growth, and why are people coming as quickly as they are? Business expansion and relocations are fueling Dallas region's growth, putting it on track to overtake the Chicago area, third most populous metro within the decade. This area is thriving because of major airport, highway, and rail access in central location. It is also home to a number of major universities, producing a high-skilled and diverse workplace. By the numbers, 256 businesses have either relocated or expanded to Dallas-Fort Worth since 2020. Dallas accounted for 59 of those moves. Irving, a suburb near DFW Airport, has seen more than 20 business expansions and relocations in the past 3 years. Meanwhile, Fort Worth added 19,000 residents between July 2021 and 2022, more than any other single U.S. city. I mean, you got to keep these in mind. I mean, people are really sleeping. I feel majority of people are sleeping on the Dallas-Fort Worth area. There are people that like it, and I have had people ask me, what market do I like better, Austin or Dallas? It really does depend on what you are looking for, right? Both cities are completely different, mainly because one is 5 times bigger than the other, right? But both cities are great, but there is a lot of potential in the DFW Metroplex. The city's population hovered just below 957,000 last year, and it drew more than 40 business relocations and expansions. Late last year, Fort Worth-based Bell Textron was awarded a U.S. Army contract worth up to $1.3 billion. So what are they saying? Fort Worth has always been more blue-collar than Dallas, with more emphasis on manufacturing and transportation businesses than finance and real estate. So what's next? Dallas-Fort Worth is on track to be the only U.S. metropolitan area to house 2 cities with populations over 1 million in the next 5 years, as people and companies seek profit, opportunity, and room to grow. So now I want to show you what NAR is saying. So the recovery is not taking place, but the housing recession is over, says the chief of NAR. The presence of multiple offers implies that housing demand is not being satisfied due to a lack of supply. Home builders are ramping up production and hiring workers. Housing inventories remain at historical lows, down 13.6% from even last year's low levels. There are simply not enough homes for sale. Yoon said in the recent report, 76% of existing home sales in June were on the market for less than a month. Homebuyers are faced with limited choices, higher home prices, and higher mortgage rates, but they may find some relief soon. He states mortgage rate increases may be mostly over, and that would bode well for home buying. The NAR forecasts that 30-year fixed rate mortgage could reach 6.4 by the end of the year, followed by 6% in 2024. Over recent weeks, mortgage rates have been nearing 7%, far from their ultra lows 2 to 3% average just a year ago. So you have to keep that in mind, and what that's going to do when people start to realize that rates are dropping again. They're going to hop back in the market. All right, I'm going to skip over to here and show you a few slides. So states in the red, these are states with a population less than DFW. And if you see, it is majority of the states in the country. In Texas, you can see the DFW Metroplex. There's not really anything stopping the expansion and infrastructure and development, filling in the gaps. So there's a lot of opportunity that some are not sleeping on, but some are. And this is going to continue, basically. They really expect it to just expand all around the DFW Metroplex and become one of the biggest cities in the country. Even with the rapid rise of home values over the last 3 years, Dallas-Fort Worth still has some of the most affordable prices compared to other areas in the country. So if you look here, monthly rent for a 2-bedroom apartment, if you look at Los Angeles, California, the average is $3,000. Brooklyn, New York, $3,700. Atlanta, Georgia, $1,400. Dallas, Texas, you see $1,600. So we're very affordable compared to the other cities that have the population that we have. So price of a third bedroom. So price of a third bedroom house in some of these cities. Los Angeles is going to be about $1 million. Brooklyn, New York is going to be about 1.3 million. Atlanta, Georgia is going to be about 464,000. Dallas, Texas is at 420,000. Definitely a sleeper city. And when people start to catch up, World Cup will be coming up around the corner as well. And I definitely believe there's a lot of opportunity in this area. So according to USA.com, the Dallas-Fort Worth MSA now boasts 400 zip codes. Just showing you where you see the expansion. Last slide I'm going to show you is Fort Worth added 19,000 residents between July 2021 and 2022, more than any other U.S. city during that time frame. Other cities were Phoenix, Arizona, and San Antonio, Texas. Phoenix being number 3, San Antonio, Texas. Phoenix, Arizona being number 2, and San Antonio, Texas being number 3. Fort Worth, Dallas being number 1. So lots of people coming to Texas. I know I sent out a bi-weekly email to my clients stating more detailed information as far as what companies are coming, but you already know, you can easily look it up. Some of the biggest companies in the world are moving to Texas, and it's not going to slow down. These are just some pros, facts, what's going on. Of course, no one knows the future, right? If a meteor strikes down, we're all in trouble, and that's going to hurt everybody. As long as nothing like that happens, we should be good. There's a lot of potential in our area. We're very excited to see. I'm also a real estate agent in the DFW Metroplex, so if you have any plans of coming to this area, you want more information, go ahead and check the description. You'll see my contact information. Feel free to reach out. If you made it this far, I really appreciate you watching. Just in this channel, just try to keep up with the stats and know what's going on. Yeah, there's a lot of ways to get a home. Don't believe all the negative things that you hear online. There's more hype, I believe, than people are letting on to believe. You know, there's a lot of ways to really get approval, and there's a lot of avenues to do it. We're less about being positive, getting your things in line, and reaching out to the right people, so that way when the moment comes or you have an opportunity that's presenting itself, you know how to navigate instead of kind of being in limbo mode, really not knowing what to do, which will stop you, right? Or let's say you're just stumbling upon this video and you're planning to buy in a year. Well, start doing the research now, start executing a plan now. That way when the time comes and interest rates do, or in our market does change and does become competitive, you're going to know how to go about it. You're going to know what to expect, and you won't be blindsided by what's out there. If you're selling your home, this is something to also keep in mind. Maybe if you're not getting the price you want right now, hold off 7-8 months, and I believe you will see a change in what the time frame is. Of course, when you're selling your home, many more aspects. You've got to be competitive with what you're against. Know who your competition is. Are you going against new builds? Make sure you have the right incentives. Make sure you get professional pictures. Make sure the home is clean. I saw some listing photos where dishwasher was open with dishes in it. I mean, the kitchen was dirty, basically. It was like, I couldn't believe it, basically. In 500K plus home, you know, you'd really want something to be better than that. Small details, but it really matters when people are looking. So yeah, appreciate you watching if you made it this far. Yeah, till the next time.